Hi, I'm Frank Vitak. I head up the Advanced Development Center for Kelty. We look at new technologies, we test products, we build prototypes, and just really look to make great products.
So one of the really important characteristics in designing a tent is thinking about how much space you have inside the tent for real living. And traditionally, it's been very hard to judge when you're shopping for a tent. You get the floor space dimension and maybe you get a peak height dimension, but that's it. We've developed a test where we put numbers to how much space there is for sleeping, which requires some real volume with your feet and your head, how much room there is at the shoulder height when you're sitting inside the tent, and then how much room there is at the top of your head. And we put numbers to that. So to measure the volume inside the tent, we use this jig that gives us a contour line at various points off of the tent's floor. So the way it works is there's a marker on the underside, and then we've got a pole up there that we set up against the tent. So we're following the perimeter of the tent as it allows us, and then ending up with a line. So the furthest out line is giving us a sense of the sleeping volume, and then we add additional poles to it to get to the other elevation. So this is now 2 feet of elevation. And then lastly, with the final pole, we're simulating kind of available head height room, and we just trace along. You know, a very simple incarnation of what that means in terms of design is whether it's worth it to have a ridge pole or not. And what the ridge pole basically serves to do, in addition to giving the tent overall more stability, is it's drawing that fabric out so you've got something closer to a vertical wall versus a wall that's going to sag in. Now you can guy that out to some extent and regain some of the volume, but really that ridge pole does that work for you and creates a tent that you're glad to spend time in, not just for one day again, but for days on end. At Kelty, we understand whether a tent works or not doesn't matter what it looks like on paper, it matters what it performs like in the field. And being able to sit up in a tent is incredibly valuable when you're 2, 3, 4 days into a backpacking trip.